Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Monday Options Stream. This is Options Trading Mastery, my friends. We have some very interesting stuff for you today. We have been crushing it in this market. Number of trades have absolutely boomed. We got the NVIDIA chart up here pushing a new high. Look, we've been on this journey together, my friends. Sorry, I switched the view 10 times. I'm just excited. We've been on this view together, my friends, for a long while. And the beauty of this is since NVIDIA was trading well below 400 bucks, we've been talking about that long-term target of 570. Whoo! And if you zoom in just a little bit here, you can see that we have pushed as high as about 568 and a third and 2/3, a little more, 3/4. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. NVIDIA is, in my opinion, trudging along on its path to 600 plus, and there's nothing that can be done to stop it. This AI narrative is strong. Their positioning is strong. Volume's okay, but more importantly, the price action is excellent. You guys have been following this journey for quite a while now. The options trade that I mentioned many a times, that we have talked about many a times, has hit like 2,400%. We are about to hit that expiration. Those expire on the 19th. I am going to move some funds around and probably exercise my remaining portion of that options contract to own those shares of NVIDIA at a $250 price point. And I will probably be selling some covered calls against that position as passive income forever, with the opportunity for upside appreciation. And yeah, I'm just beyond excited, guys. It's just been unbelievable. I think that this has been a wild ride for all of us, and I think we've absolutely nailed it. I'm just so excited to see this hitting so close to such an ambitious target that many people thought was absolutely crazy. But we knew with the right discipline and the right strategy, more importantly, with appropriately charting this stuff, that the sky is the limit. I've got these other views here. Sorry, I'm just trying to look at all these views I got set up here. Bada bing, bada boom. I think that one makes the most sense. That picture in picture. We're going to leave it there. So, yeah, we are going to go through the SPY. Number one, we're going to give you your two trades, your bullish and your bear trade going into this week. Our last trade absolutely nailed it. I'm going to recount that for you just to kind of give you an idea of exactly what you're missing out on. For those of you that haven't been here and haven't paid attention, you should start paying attention, because this is not something that you want to miss. I'm trying to find this channel here. This is Smash Pass. Where is it? There we go. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Yep, SPY range was 473 to 478.50. The pivot hit, wow, 8 times. So 8 potential trades from one trade idea. If you use 15-minute chart for confirmation. So the 477 call hit target 5 times, and the 473 put hit target 3 times. So if you guys have not taken these trades, then I don't really know what to tell you, because you are missing out on some of the easiest money that has been in existence for you in probably your whole life. And I'm going to give it to you again today. So let's get into it. Make the chart a little bigger here for you. Let me zoom on in a little bit. This is a little bit messy. We're going to go into the hourly or 30-minute. Oh, so we're right back in that same range. So the same thing applies. Let's go. I like that. So remember, we were talking about 473 on the bottom and about 475-ish on the top. going as high as about 477, 478. So because we are trading mid zone here, we are not going to really take anything unless we either hit the top and break through, or hit the top and get rejected, or vice versa, hit the bottom and hit support, or hit the bottom and get rejected. So let's start with our bulls, because we are seeing a ton of buying. As you can see here on the chart, we got a lot of buying coming in. Look at these volume. Look at those big boy candlesticks coming in there. Big boy volume coming on in. Big boys make money. Big boys get happy. So that's what we're seeing on the SPY there. Let me go ahead and put this down. Da-da-da. So as you guys can see here, we have pretty much stuck pretty tight and tender in this range. So we're going to watch for our two scenarios. Once again, we're still in that same range. So just to recap that for you, what we're going to expect into this week is more bullish continuation. We've seen some accumulation happening there, which tells us that people can be buying in for the potential of more upside. We are going to watch for a little bit of a neutral open. This range right here seems to be pretty tight, 474.66 or so. So what I like here is a nice open into this range. We might come down to test 474 and change. We might stay right up here, come back down. Very likely, right? But the second we finally hit right here, this 475.5, just about right, we're going to look for a break up, and then we're going to look for a candle to confirm, right? So we want to see a candle come up. We want to see a candle break right here. So we're going to see a little neutral open. And we see a candle come up. And then it's going to come down. It's going to test. That's your support test. And go back up. So the opportunity to buy on this bullish trade right here is right here. Not on the breakup, but on the test. We don't buy the risk. We buy the confirmation. Does that make sense? You don't buy the risk. You buy the confirmation. Let's go ahead and let's repeat that together. We don't buy the risk. We buy the confirmation. Let's do it again together now. We don't buy the risk. We buy the confirmation. Now, how many of you actually said that out loud with me? Anybody? Anybody just crazy enough to do that? We don't buy the risk. We buy the confirmation. So, in that situation, again, this is our bull scenario, right? Let's draw this out for you. That was fun to draw. This is for the bulls, right? So we're going to be looking at a similar contract to what we're looking at. We're going to have to go with a different expiration here, just because the timetable has changed. So let's get this. Let me get this pulled up. So we're going to flip over and we're going to, oh, excuse me. Look at that. Huh. Didn't even see you there. Sorry about that. Let's pull up the spot. So let's take a look. 24 is too much. Let's see. 17 days. Give ourselves 2 weeks, take a little extra risk here, but these trades, this range is pretty trustworthy, so I'd say I'm pretty confident holding this range here. So 477 is right there. But if we break up, I think 478 makes more sense. So we're going to head and take a look at this 478 call right here, dated for February 2nd. That's going to be our bull options contract that we're going to trade. Again, watch for neutral open, maybe come down to the mid 474 range area, right? And we are going to wait for the push up and then the support test. We buy on the confirmation. We don't buy the break. We don't buy the risk. We buy the confirmation. Once we buy that, we're going to load up on this 478 call right here. It looks pretty good. It's trading at about $4 right now. Implied volatility is relatively low. Open interest is good. Delta is good, nice and strong. This looks like the right contract 2 weeks out. The goal is to ideally day trade this. If you want to short swing this, I think that's okay. But ideally, we're day trading this. So we are going to buy that, and we're going to hold it through this range, this $2 move, all the way up to about 477.5. That's where I'd start scaling out. That's where I'd start cutting that risk, taking that risk off there. So it would be the buy on the oh, that's not a B. So it would be the buy, and then that would be the sell, right? So it's just that short $2 move up. You'd be buying and then selling into that move to the upside, mid 477s. This contract should see a nice 15 to 20% return, possibly more if it does go up and the implied volatility rises. It should be a nice, easy trade to make a little bit of money here in the short term on the bull scenario. Now, getting rid of all this mess here. Let's take a look at the other side of that trade. What happens if we come up and we get rejected here? So let's say we break up. That's why we don't buy the risk. And then we come back down. And then on the way back up, we test and bump our heads right here. Again, either way, we're not buying the risk. We're buying the confirmation. So once again, together, let's say it. We don't buy the risk. We buy the confirmation. So looking at the chart here, we can see that we don't buy the risk. We buy the confirmation when it tests back up and hits its head, right? So let me draw that again for you. We push up. We think, oh, it's going up. We're not buying that risk. And then say it starts coming back down. And then it comes back up to test and hits that resistance right there. We're buying that confirmation on that rejection. Again, 30-minute chart I think is your best to use. You can use the 15-minute, just carries a little bit more risk. 30-minute would be the cleanest. If we get that entry on the 30-minute, we're going to switch over. We're going to go back to the options train. We're going to switch over to puts. We're going to keep that same expiration, that February 2nd, which gives us about 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. And remember, we already know that this is our target, that we already know that. This is the target to hit, 473 and change. So we're going to look at this right here. Good delta. Open interest is okay. This 473 put dated February 2nd. It's trading at about 362. We'd be loading that up. Going back to the chart, we'd be loading that up right when we hit this. After we break out, fail, and then hit our heads against resistance, we get that confirmation that we're coming back down. We buy there, and we trade it to here. So again, let me draw that out so it's nice and simple. There's the buy. And we'd be selling as we hit 473s, right? Now, there's a chance that this could keep going down, but we don't want to hold too much longer. So anything you get below this line, you want to definitely close that out. Take what you can get, cash in those profits. Those are going to be the two trades for the SPY, very similarly to what we did before because this range is still in effect. So this is going to be even easier. We have even more data to validate this idea that it's going to trade in this range. And I like these contracts. So I'd say that's definitely where we're going to go there. And this will be good. All right. Let's take a quick peek at the old stocks buddy there. So today I also wanted to open up to you guys. If you had any more of the deep dive questions on specific charts, I know in Smash or Pass we keep it quick and we're talking about the long perspective only. I wanted to open it up for a few minutes. Anybody that has questions on any particular chart that might require a little bit of a deeper dive and a deeper look. If anybody has anything, now's your opportunity before we get into a couple tickers that I had and then some Smash or Pass. And we're going to keep this one short, light, keep it brief, get it going, keep it moving. So does anybody have any specific trades that they're looking into right now that they like? And does anybody have any specific tickers that they wanted to dive a little bit deeper into than we normally do on this little segment? Nico says, I'm confused. What are you confused about? Let me elaborate on it. Just type it in the chat. Let me know. Go ahead. So I'm waiting. Oh, I was just showing you that on Robinhood. That was just what we're looking at right here. This is just Robinhood. Makes it very simple, very easy to use, very easy to understand. And again, none of these, I'm not really doing any sort of day trading on here. This is more for just like buy and hold, where I'm not too concerned with little, 10, 15 cent spreads or anything like that. Yeah, you might need to use something different than public. I would say I don't know how much they go into actual like trading, and I don't even know if they do options. But I would say if you need an introductory brokerage, Robinhood's very simple to understand, easy to use. Webull is great, offers a little more of a robust platform. You could chart a little more, do a little more, but it's a little more confusing, I would say. So for someone that's beginner starting out, it might be a little more of a learning curve, but definitely worth the effort. So does anybody have any bigger name companies they wanted to dive a little deeper in? I'm obviously nothing like $2, no penny stocks, like anything deeper, any of those larger companies outside of the Magnificent Seven that you wanted to take a closer look at. Yeah, that's the ticket, man. Just keep learning, keep diving in all the trading education stuff. That's all you need to really get started. Takac says DWAC. That Trump stuff. I bet it's booming with him and the Iowa caucus stuff. Wow. Look at that. Interesting. Let's go look. Markets are pretty strong today. Wow, up to an $800 million market cap. Still negative on income. Price to book is 337. You don't have any. Do they have any price targets or no? So still negative across the board. I can't believe I'm surprised no analysts have covered this. That's really interesting. I guess I don't fully understand what this company even does, if I'm being honest with you. Shell companies. Interesting. It's interesting it's in the financial category too. Let's see. Let's see what they actually do. Oh. Blank check company. Who are they targeting though as a role? Let's see what they're. I want a blank check company. All right, well, let's get back to the D whack chart, I guess here. So volume here is interesting because it's like nothing outside of these days, and I mean short of this 632 million spike. It does look like it's hitting breakout territory here. Stocks, buddy would agree. Bull signal given at 15, it's already at 22. I would say first target, realistically, I would say already have been hit at about $20. But going further, I think this thing's got legs to 24. I mean, if it continues to push here on the Trump news, I mean, this thing could double to $40. Am I saying it's a good trade? No, absolutely not. But I do think that it's an interesting one to watch, to say the least. $12 was the bull signal on the monthly. Does have a lot of life to it. I mean, we forget this thing went to like $100 and something before, which is absolutely crazy to me. They must have made a killing on that. But it is curling nicely and does look to be making a stronger move to the upside. But I wouldn't expect much more than 26, $27. And even then, I would play that very, very safe, very carefully. I can't go into really what they do because no one knows what they do. It sounds like they don't do anything. They're just a bunch of money sitting in a vehicle waiting to buy something, which is like I would love to get I don't know, maybe we need to go public with something like that. It sounds amazing. Blank check company that has we have $4,000. Blank check company with $4,000, but then you go public. As long as the stock trades well and sells, you could end up with a couple million to fund your project. It's a good deal for them. Oh, okay. So they already made that agreement for the Trump media company. Interesting. Interesting. All right. Let's take a look down the line. Let's look at this MPLX. I don't know. See you, buddy. Ooh, oil and gas midstream. Decent PE. What's their dividend payout? Wow, they're making a 30% margin. That's really impressive. Wow. 8% dividend. Interesting. Institutions own 21%. Not bad. So midstream company. So they're is this a US based company? Oh, they had a hell of a ride. They got a nice range here. That's a steady, stable range. I like that. North of $33. I'd say if you wanted to take even a little more risk there. You'd say anything above 31. That's that make or break there. You got that inverted head and shoulders right there. Look at that. Scoop, shoop, scoop, go. This might come back down to round this out. That would be kind of nice. This would be a nice buy if it does come back and round itself out. It's a monthly view here. Stocks, but he gave the bull signal at around 33. It's trading up about 10% from there. Volume's good. Well, if I have 87. Yeah, this thing's definitely got legs to head back to 50 or so, I'd say. Um, Again, be very wary of how the oil and gas market is trading before making any decisions like that. But this one's actually pretty interesting. It's a good find, Breckle. 8% dividend. It's quality because you have I think you have share price upside here. Like I think you have share price upside from here too. Personally, this is a very interesting one. I think this is worth taking a deeper look at. So you really want to be safe. You're selling your stop loss below 33 bucks, but this could be a nice position trade there. Make 30-40% on the equity itself, make 8% on the dividend, lowers your cost basis. Because there's really two ways to do it. You either have it lower your cost basis, or you can look at it as additional profit on top of. You can look at it as a way to widen your risk pool, whatever. You can look at it as a way to increase your position for free by rolling the dividends back in. I would say that the best way to keep like a good perspective on what you're doing is to just look at it as a way to reduce cost basis. For every free share you get from the dividend, you just reduce your total cost by that. Yeah, this is interesting right now. I think that was a good find, my friend. That's one to ask Pookie about on that. Rags to riches, though, as far as their dividend and everything else. I don't get too much in the dividend stuff. That's his deal. Go through what else. See what other ones you guys put in here. Tina, it's about that Baba. I'm gonna go into that one. That's a good one. That's a good one. It's an oldie but a goodie. Getting beaten to death here. Still. It's a monthly chart. Getting rejected, 73, heading back lower. As I said to you guys before, this is one I'm willing to buy down to the low 60s. That's going to be kind of my bottom dollar there. I think we got significant undervalue here. I think that looking forward, this is going to be a nice longer term equity position to build into. PE is now sub 10, which is crazy. It's crazy to me. I don't know who this institutional transaction is that we need to downgrade, but even all these targets are significantly above where it's trading right now. Huh. I think this is a really good point. 75 billion cash on hand. Yeah, that's the only problem. So you have the whole geopolitical risk here. That's the only issue. But once again, that's how I'm going to be trading this one. I'm going to be buying down to this area right here. We're going to see more. I mean, we're already seeing the capitulation, but I think that we could see this trade down into the low 60s. You just need to be prepared for that. That's how I'm going to trade this one. I'm going to continue buying down, bringing that average down and broadening the position size. I think that we're just undervalued here, and this is just getting a little crazy for me. We should be trading well above this area. I mean, we've gone down to about 60 in the past. We got a nice accumulation channel at about 60, 65. So I'm hoping to see that same one pick back up, which means larger institutional big money buyers will be coming in to scoop up those shares, knowing they're too cheap, and also to protect themselves on the position they already have by bolstering the share price there. I kind of expect that to occur. If it doesn't, then we're basically buying in at the same average taking a low risk trade, because if that area falls through, then we just cut the position and move on. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good one. All right. Well, if nobody has any others, let's get into smash or pass. Drop your tickers, and we just talk about whether or not it's time to go long. I go through the ones that you want to see. Let's knock them out, and let's get it moving here. Another one, Apple, gapping down the daily. Very interesting here, and starting to see those little inside candles, which I would say isn't good for the longer term bull picture. But I think we got a strong support, 173. That range should hold, but this little double top situation is pretty disastrous. I think we're gonna end up trading back down to trend here, which would be fine. That puts us right at about, was it 170, 172, and then watch continuation through trend, and that thing should keep picking up. Worst case scenario, this comes down, and we see Apple trade between 130 and 150 for a while. I could really see some new kind of price support building there. I could see this thing bolstering. When you look at the chart overall, you can see that it's been just madness thus far. If you look in the scope of this thing, oh god damn it. I mean, this thing hasn't stopped for quite a while, so you got to expect some sort of relief in some period of time on Apple in particular. But keep an eye out for that range, because I think that's a great long-term buy opportunity on Apple. That 130 to 150, I think that's a great opportunity to always be building into the position unless something significantly changes on their end. Yo, Nico, just type one of those tickers at a time so I can put it up on the screen, please. Please and thank you. I see that Mr. Tick Breezy asks about Boeing down to 190. So, like, this is a company that is just continually appealed to the shareholder rather than the consumer or the market. They bolster earnings, but they make everything cheaper. They produce more, but they produce it for less. Boeing is a company heading in a bad trajectory. Do I see 190? I see potential on Boeing of 170, 172. It likes to move quickly, and as you can see, you got this big old boy right here. We came from 332 down to 102 during COVID, right? Like, travel was shut and halted, but that's a gap to be very mindful of, because that means it's still a very active gap that we might see price just absolutely dwindle down into some of the previous lows. It's very possible. I mean, we've sank there twice, and most recently came off the highs in July of 23, 240, back down to the 170s. Realistically, did we see a higher high here? Yes, but I think we could very much so see a push down to the 190s. Honestly, I could see as low as the 170s on this one. If you can't hold 170s, and I think there's the real possibility we see 130, 140, which is kind of unheard of. I mean, but then again, we were trading here in September of 22. We were trading right back down to the mid 120s. So don't write anything off. Don't think anything's out of the picture completely. With Boeing in particular, like I said, I just don't think they're running their business very well, and as a result, they're paying the price. But this thing has been absolutely destroyed. If you look at that monthly here, sell side came in very strong and has put them in a bad position going forward. So I think Boeing to 170 is just as likely as 190. I think if you see 190, seeing 170 is just as possible too. It looks like he's the only one participating, Mr. Happy here. If nobody has any more tickers, I'm just gonna go through his. So keep that in mind. Drop your tickers in the chat if you want to go through them. VLCN. And I'm sorry for the energy. I'm still not feeling 100% after getting sick yet again, getting the flu. This is the most heinous flu I've ever had in my whole life. What the hell do you have me looking at, man? What is this? Up to 88, and now it's trading at 10 cents? My God. So participating in buying. So this, if you bought and hold this stock, I'm just saying right now, it's basically like you took burning garbage out of a dumpster and decided to put it in your back seat. Don't do that. If you want to trade this one, by all means, you can see that it's got a pretty predictable trading pattern here. Anytime it breaks above this, was that 9 cents? Anytime it hits 10 cents plus, it likes to run. So if you want to trade this over 10 cents, break out over 10 cents, be my guest. Just set your stop and take profits when you got them. But I would say, other than that, don't touch this thing. Stay the hell away from it. This has got pump and dump written all over it. So I'll tell you right now, stay the hell out of there. I'd get out of there right now. Right now. Oh, man, you got a bunch of these for me, don't you? Oof. Not as bad. Let's see what stocks buddy has to say. Whoa. Stocks buddy went bearish, 321. I would tend to agree. Let's look at the weekly. Same thing, 277. Yeah, we're heading down to 149, so that's gonna be a no for me, dog. That's gonna be a hard pass. Ooh, fun ran today. I didn't even see that one. I didn't even take a peek at that. Ooh, that's a big boy. It looks like it held up. Was fun running on news? They have something material occur? Well, that could have been a 600%er for you. So this one's interesting. So you got a little bit of base above 34 cents. So here's how I'd trade this one from a day trade perspective for anybody that's going to be looking to trade these. Oh, looks like it already sold off in after hours. So never mind. Never mind. See how this was kind of its breakout point to hit that next leg of the journey, but it just came right through there. That's how you know, pump and dump, liquidity grab. We're out. Somebody needed to get the hell out of there. So they were buying at 20, doubled their money and got out. That volume's pretty intense, though. Let's go to that weekly. Let's go to that monthly. Wow, it's the biggest month this company's ever had. That's their best volume to date. From their initial high, 563. That's reverse split for you. Madness is what that is, my friend. Oh, offering after hours. So they pumped it into the offering. So basically, they pumped it, went to the bank, filed under whatever that, because they basically doubled their market cap, right? If the stock went up double, they doubled their market cap. So they're able to refinance at double the money. Yeah, save. This is one. That's why I said, guys. I mean, it's an absolute garbage airline. Like it's just it's trash service. Number one, but number two, waiting on the buyout. If it's two good companies, it's worth the risk because at the end of the day, at least you still own a good company. But if it's a bad company, I'll just tell you right there. Like it literally doesn't matter. You won't get me on the plane. I wouldn't do it. Doesn't matter. Not flying Spirit. Won't do it. Won't do it. We'll go to Chewy. I'll see if you have interest in Chewy. Tough. New lows. Don't like it. Looks like it's finally getting some love on the volume, but I don't love those new lows, especially off of that kind of sell off. I feel like this is the dead cat before more pain. Just like you see it right here, same sell off. Boop, same pain. And then once you see the consolidation base build, then you're golden. So I'll tell you the same thing with this. And I did just get a new dog. He must play the lawn chairs. Yeah, I would stay the hell out of any of those. Pretty much all those ones that you sent there, I would say just get the hell out. Disney is an interesting one. I haven't looked at this enough. There might be some opportunity here. Actually, wow, yeah, I think this is ripe for opportunity. I like this range a lot, Tina. That accumulation. I like Tina. You're a genius. You're a genius. I love this. You're a genius. Check the Discord. I'm gonna be posting something there. That one's gonna hard smash, my friend. Yeah, that chart. I just haven't looked at that chart. It's perfect, and my one daughter is obsessed with Mickey and Minnie right now, so I feel like it's a sign. Stickman, RCL. Still pumping, baby. That thing is something else. I was telling the tag man. The tag man's been buying this 30, 30, 40, 40, 40. That was a hell of a trade. Hats off to you, Tag Man. Cheers. A great trade, but I'm gonna say right now I'd pass on this because I think you've topped out. I don't think you have any more meat on the bone here. The Tag Man is he's still around. He's still around. He's just he's had some he got real COVID. He got COVID real bad. Had some health stuff. I know he hurt his leg too. And he travels a lot with the NASCAR circuit thing. So just kind of being sick and all that family stuff. It just kind of happens, man. But he's still around. Still pops in the admin chat. He's still obviously our top dog in security. Are you talking about big lots? Big Lots is interesting, but I could see them being like just going bankrupt out of nowhere. Like my mom, I feel like is the only person I know that ever shops at Big Lots. And the shit that she buys there is not quality. She's always buying my daughters a bunch of bullshit from there, and I tell her to calm down. It's good for the bargain hunters, but I feel like the quality isn't there. They got a base at $2, but this thing's a trash can. It's got a little curl to it, but I don't trust it. Oh yeah, Tag Man's family for life, baby. Yeah, just tag him in the chat. Everyone should just blow him up, tag him in the chat, tell him you miss him greatly. When you tell him we need another Tag Man stream, we need a Tag Man newcomer stream. That man had the best metaphors of all time. The best. Disney is very, very, very interesting. That was a great find, Tina. Thank you for that. I'm going to take a closer look at that. Yeah, I know he's always popping in with those googly eyes. All right. Overall, somebody just asked me about the ES Mini, the futures. Look at that thing, that monthly. There's your cup. There's your handle. Boom. Interesting. I think, like I told you guys earlier a couple months ago, I mean, I think we're just going to rip. I think it's just going to be pretty much green and then neutral, green, neutral, green, neutral. I don't think we're going to see a ton of. I don't think we're going to see a ton of sell off. I don't think we're going to see a ton of. I don't think we're going to have this capitulation period we will talk about. I don't think it's the end of the economy. I think it's just a new economy in which if the few are carrying the many until eventually the many balance themselves out, and some will live, some will die, and then there'll be some new, and we just keep it moving, man. I mean, look at the longevity of the stock market. The direction is up. I think we see more volatility than we expected, and I think we can continue to see more volatility. But I think that on the whole, I think tech is going to continue to grow, but I think it's going to be different tech. I think pretty much we're looking at a lot of the crowdsourcing names. I think a lot of or not crowdsourcing, cloud-based tech names are really to where to look. Like their data is everything, right? And so who's going to mine it, and Shai's got a great thesis on that. We were just talking about that. He's going to have some very interesting for everybody that we've been working on. It's going very well. I'm very interested in see how see the finished product. We're just talking about how we capitalize on this kind of new era of data being the new oil, of data being gold, data being the new thing that everyone wants to grind up and spit out as a new product and monetize, and like how do we leverage it for AI, all that bullshit. I mean, I think the general markets are just going to be propped up, and I think they're going to stay green through the elections. No one wants a rough and tumble market into an election. It doesn't bode well for either side. So and then I think if there is somehow a Trump victory, I think the market will get a nice hefty pump into the winter season, and then I think it's anyone's game for 2025. I think we could see just continuation, and a bull cycle continues, or it just hemorrhages. I mean, it really could go either way. I think it's more so about this is going to be picking the right names at the right times is really the kind of idea that we've been following the last couple months is like how do we invest in good opportunities more so than just like general market buy the mag 7 and hope it'll be all right. I think that was kind of yesterday's news, and I think we're moving into a smarter territory where it's a stock pickers world, and I think people more than ever are going to need the smart stock pickers to find the right trades. And like you guys are here, so you're golden, you're covered. And I think that this is going to be the best opportunity for us to make money on those picks, those independent picks. I mean, you've seen it. Look what we've done just with like Nvidia, Palantir. We've done it with Snowflake, with Shopify. Look at what we've done just in the last 6 months. Look at this. You guys got that whole move. Netflix, now Netflix is in there, but Shopify, Netflix, Nvidia, Palantir, like we've nailed all of these names over and over and over again. Why is that? Because we had our thesis, we found the good names we think are going to rise to the top. We picked our individual stocks and we traded them. Simple as that. We bought the right ones, we held them, they appreciated, we made money. Now we also bet on the general markets going up, but we capitalized greatly on these individual names, which has been an unprecedented run. I mean, rarely do you get to buy companies with a $400 or $500 million market cap and see 50-60% in a year. It's just a rare thing. And so I think that's like it now is more than ever the time to have a group community like Penny Boys, something like that, where you have a diverse set of minds coming together to talk about these ideas and find the right picks and debate them back and forth to really find the right ideas that make sense at the right time to get into the right trades. Because if you're not getting into the right trades, then I'm sorry, for 2024, you're fucked. You're just going to be screwed if you're trying to just still bet general markets. I think that's going to be a very tough game to play, and I think you're going to get beat by most. So for those of you that are in, you're already in, you're golden. Just follow along closely. Start to do your best to understand what are the good names, what are not, and really just hone in on the independent stocks that we've picked to get a good idea of what we're looking at and why we like it. And that way you can make the choice of whether or not those fit in your portfolio and it's going to make sense for you in the years to come, because I think the picks that we make this year are going to pay for the next 3 or 4. Realistically, I think 2024 is the year to set yourself up for 2, 3, 4 years of phenomenal prosperity. That's what I'm doing, at least. And it even does include names like Disney. I think Disney's positioned right now to be a great buy for both the near and long-term future. I mean, look at that. If you go to the monthly once again, you haven't gotten a buying opportunity like this since 2013. And I think that in the market, time is cyclical more often than not. So like you get these cycles coming in, you just got to take advantage of them, especially such a harsh sell-off with the political headwinds and some of the governmental nonsense as far as what was going on with them in the state of Florida. And again, all the PC kind of like pseudo political gender studies, whatever you call it, stuff that was going on, just nonsense, right? Like noise. You miss out on the good stuff to see, like, is this a company with good numbers that's going to continue to see appreciation? Well, I'll tell you right now, they're selling a lot of tickets, still are, and they're raising the prices every year, yet they still sell all the tickets. They have a brand positioning that no one's ever going to be able to have. No one can have. Like they bought Marvel, right? Wasn't that the big acquisition? Like that was smart. That was genius. Like they'd set themselves up for a long time. Like these are monopolies. That's the reality. It's a monopoly. Disney is a monopoly. It's a brand monopoly. And I don't think anyone can really compete. And with the new age of millennial children who grew up on Disney now having children, how do you not expect Disney to thrive for the next 20 years? Honestly asking, think about it. Millennial kids who grew up on Disney having kids. I'll tell you, my wife shows my daughter, like for her Christmas, the kid has, got her like 10 princess dresses for like $100. It was a good deal. So I said, whatever. But like every Disney princess, she just switches. She's just in wardrobe all day. She goes Ariel to Snow White to Cinderella to Belle to what's her name from Frozen? Anna, Elsa. She's flips, right? She's putting on all these costume changes all day. All Disney characters. Because my wife loved the Disney movies. She loved that shit. She loved the romance of it. And so what does she do? She shows it to you, share those memories with your kids. So again, millennial parents having kids grew up on Disney. What do you think their kids are going to grow up on now? Disney will be just fine. Disney's actually a great trade idea. Thank you, Tina, for putting Disney in front of us. Yes, Nikki, it's like some days she'll stay in the same one all day because she won't wear another one. So she's that character for the day. But yeah, she some days does 10 outfit changes a day. She's something else. She's definitely quite a bit extra. So pick the right ones. That's all I can tell you. This is going to be a stock pickers game for 2024. So let's buckle up for the ride because we're going to be picking the best ones. We've been doing it for the last couple years, and the last 6 months especially, we've absolutely crushed it between the picks from this stream that we've come out with. Rest and Retire is absolutely crushed. This is going to be a good year, guys. Very good year. I'm very optimistic about the picks for this upcoming year. And I think that we talked about a few of them again. Baba, just look at the simple ones that are just undervalued and make no sense. Those are the ones to go with. So I love y'all. Thank you for coming as always. Sorry we had to switch days. Market was closed. Didn't have any data to go off of. It's MLK Day, giving people a chance to take a break. We'll be back at it next Monday. Let's get it. I love y'all. Stay blessed now. Bye-bye.